Good morning everybody and welcome back. So I'm just about set to go. It is just before 8 o'clock this morning and we are going to go and shift the cows. But today I thought I would do a life in the day of a New Zealand dairy farmer myself. So if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, give it a like, that'd be awesome. We're not actually milking any cows at the moment because they're all dry. They're about to calve in about a week's time. So there is a chance of having a calf today, or the first calf coming today, but hopefully it won't come through till next week. Because we're quite seasonal down here in New Zealand, I thought I would do a winter, a spring, a summer and an autumn day in the life, because they're all pretty different parts of the season and there's always something different happening. But we'll get into it. There's 3 mobs to move this morning and we'll go and do the first one now. If you're new to my channel, I farm here on my parents' farm, well this is my father's farm. He helps me on the farm. We milk 320 Jersey cows through the peak. Here they are. This is one of the mobs, so we'll get them shifted. Take that with us. I was a little worried they were going to make a bit of a mess in here, but it's actually not too bad. It looks a lot worse than what it is. But I just noticed there's a bit of water around this trough. So we'll go and see if they've pushed the bullcock off. The strings come off. So I need to prop that up somehow. I don't really want to stick my arm in there this morning because it's pretty cold. That's actually not too hard to fix, but I don't have the right gear for it at the moment. So what I'm going to do is, there's a fence here that I was back fencing the cows with. I'm going to wind this up and I'm going to hook it around the bullcock arm so it stops the water flowing to that trough, because as you can see it's overflowing at the moment and we don't want to waste water. So I've sort of jimmied it up. I got the reel, put the handle on the arm so the water stopped coming out, and I'll just leave it like that because I need to come down later and wind these fences up and set some more breaks up for these cows. I haven't got one set up tomorrow, so I'll bring another bit of string down and fix that. It's a pretty easy job. It won't take long. So they're pretty happy. They've actually got a little bit bigger break than they should, but I couldn't split this part into 2, so they just had to have the whole thing. We call this the late mob because all these cows here aren't calving till about the 3rd or 4th of August after that. So now we're going to go and do the heifers and the earlies. So I'm just looking across now, there's a mob of cows there, that is the early mob, and they shouldn't be on this side. I put a fence up to split that paddock in half, so they've obviously broken through there, which is a little bit annoying. Although the cows have broken out, I'm going to move these heifers first. They're only right here, and then the cows are just down there by that hedge. So they heard me actually right over and they're all just waiting there by that gate, which makes it pretty easy. Heifers are moved, they're done. I'm going to go and move these cows now, put them on a new break, then all the stock are fed for this morning. I need to wind up a couple of fences behind these and put them up in front of them, but I'll do that after. everything's shifted, fed and happy. All the mobs are moved now. So that's all the stock taken care of for today. No calves in here, which is good. We're not due to start calving till next Saturday, which is the 17th. So all these cows in here are early calvers. So that means they'll be calving from the 17th to about the 3rd of August. Now I just need to spread some cause mag. I've got it here in the bucket. It's a white powdery stuff and it helps prevent milk feeder in cattle. So we start giving it to them, or we make it available to them from about the 1st of July. All the cows get it too, all 3 mobs get cause mag. It is easier to do it probably with a bike spreader, but we don't have one, so a bucket it is. This is what it looks like when it's spread, so there's just droplets on the grass and the cows come along and eat it. And here's one of my favourite cows, 52. Are you bagging up? She's a beautiful little cow, that one. Hopefully she is a heifer calf. I'm going to wind these fences up, set them up in front of them. I have got a break set up for tomorrow, but I like to be a little bit more prepared. But they did make a little bit of a mess yesterday morning. I got up first thing because we'd had about 20 mils to an inch the previous night, and I came to that. So it's mainly just through here next to the fence where I'm sort of walking up and down. The back's not so bad. This break, it looks dark, but it's fine. This will recover sweet as you can see. Back there the grass is growing, and those breaks look exactly like this did. So it's been a little bit of a shame. I couldn't really have done anything about it. You can shift them, but the rain didn't start till about 7 or 8 o'clock at night when it was dark, and I did get up first thing to try and get them off it, but sometimes it just is what it is. We're pretty unique down here in New Zealand. It is the middle of winter right at the moment, so it's July. July is usually our coldest month, and the cows are outside. They never go inside whatsoever any time of the year because they're all on grass. We can do that because our climate is fairly mild. So the hardest thing we get, or the coldest we get, is frost. It has been pretty frosty over the last week, but we don't get snow, which certainly helps. And we probably, I know it sounds pretty weird, but we probably grow more grass than we do in the winter than we do in the summer, just through droughts. I really need to remember to put more fuel on my bike because I put it on reserve last night. Ah, that's nice. The sun just went away behind the clouds and it got quite cold. The wind's picking up too. Still not a bad day. Breakfast is over and it's actually quite cold now, so I need to get moving to warm myself up. Cows are happy. I'll come and do these ones first. I need to set up 4 breaks because I'm going away this weekend. Today's Thursday, so I need 1 for tomorrow and then 3 for the weekend plus Monday when I get back. I don't want to be setting one up. We call this paddock B2. It's the most furthest away paddock on the farm. Buck's house is there, that's why we call it B2, and that paddock just next door is B1, and we lease both of them. So I think all up it's about 3.5 to 4 hectares. And I'm going to get 3 days out of here, but I've run out of standards, so I need to go home and get some more. I was going to get some new standards, but I had to run a fence along this hedge to keep the cows out of it. And it's quite a long bit of hedge, so it freed up a heap of standards, a couple of reels, so that should give me enough to finish off up there. There's one thing I do a lot of in the winter time, and that is electric fencing. Every day I would reel up reels or set them up, something like that, especially when you have 3 herds. But this paddock here, the cows have got a full paddock. I haven't had to split it or anything, but I've had to run a reel along the hedge because otherwise the cows will get through it. So a little bit annoying, but it is what it is. While I was over here I thought I'd just check on the cows, but they've still got a little bit of tucker left, so that's good. They're going to get a real good feed today. But look at the size of them, they're just round as. They've had a real good feed. Hey girl, is that 130? Oh, she's a nice cow. It's one of my favourites. She had a heifer 2 years ago, so it is up in the heifer mob at the moment. So it'll be interesting when she calves to see how she goes. Pretty much finished now. Whack the fence up through there over the trough, so 1, 2, then they'll come here. On the third day, I'm going to fence a little race through here. So then that'll be the last day, then they come straight through the gate. I've also fenced a little section off for the goat. I've finally set up my last electric fence break for the day. The early mob are going down the end of that paddock tomorrow morning, so I've set a race up from that break all the way up here to that corner and down that fence line, and the race is just at the bottom. It's a bit sunny, you can't see it. On your ideal dairy farm, all the paddocks should lead off the race. We've got a couple, or probably 3 or 4, that you've got to go through a paddock to get to another one. So that paddock down the bottom, there's no race that directly goes to it. You've got to come through this paddock here. It's a bit of a pain having to put fences up along here just to run them through, because I don't want to run them through the whole paddock and they'll sort of trample all that grass. They can just come up the side here. They know where they're going. Plus, if we have a calf, because there'll be 1, 2, 3, so there'll be 3, 4, maybe 5 days here. If there is a calf in the next 5 days, it's easy to get the cow out with these races and bring them back to the shed. So we'll just leave that there. I always leave the reel where the cows are so we can wind it up as we go. But I'm going to head back now and we'll go and check out what I put that post on the gator for. I want to change something around a bit. This is what I want to change. So we've got a sort of temporary fence along here, just a wire fence with standards in it. We don't have a gate on it because we can just take the standard out, drop the fence on the ground, or we can just ride over it. It makes no difference. So what I want to do is put a post in here. I've got my post there that I grabbed from home. It's not a full-size strainer, and I'm going to put it about where the spade is, put 2 spring gates off, electrify it there, so once I connect it, it'll be electric, and which it just means that when we calve, we put the cows in here, we sort of fence off a little area, so they go in there for the day until we milk them in the afternoon. But it would just be nice having a gate here where we can just bring them straight out and up to the shed. We usually have got to drop the wire or take the wire off here and tie it to that gate, so I'm just sick of doing that. So might as well do it properly. So that's about where my post is going to go, and I've put the wire around it. I'll show you why. Because if I pull the gate, whoop, I want it to get past, yep, spot on, so it's not going to hit the spring gate. I reckon that'll do. Not much of a handle to work with. I should perfect. Pick these bits up. Almost forgot. Man, that looks so much better. It'll work good too. Might be a little bit crooked, but oh well, it should be right. Things will be ramping up pretty soon with calving, only a week away, so if you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and click it now. I think it's in a little red box down there somewhere. Also, give the video a like, that'd be much appreciated, and we'll see you all again next time.